What's up guys, this is Chris here and we are with Mike again, and today we're going to be shooting one of your guns, the Makarov.
Yep, so recently I watched one of your videos and you said that you didn't have one, and I said, I'm coming, I will bring one. We're going to fix that for you.
And he did.
And so I have all of the Makarovs, so deciding which one to go with was a little bit of a choice. I picked this one. This is a Bulgarian because it's probably the most common in America. Russia made these, of course. Bulgaria made them. East Germany made them. China made them. North Korea made them. But the most common ones in America are the Bulgarians, then followed up probably by the East German ones.
Do you have a North Korean one?
I do not, actually. There's Palmetto State Armory does at their museum, but there's not many of them.
Do they really?
Yeah, they really do.
Wow.
There's not many. They're very, very rare in America. Probably the second rarest, oddly enough, is the Russian ones. They're hard to find in America, very, very expensive. And then the East German ones that came in, there's a story behind that. Essentially, they shouldn't have been allowed in, but they were marked as German rather than East German. And so they did come in, they came in big numbers. But it's a single stack gun. Most of them, almost all, are 8 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. This particular gun, obviously based off of the Walther PP series. However, the Russians simplified it. It's a great blowback gun, meaning that barrel is not gonna move. There's nothing that's gonna tilt, nothing like on modern guns. But for a gun of its time, the trigger is actually pretty good. It's a double action, single action. The sights on it are pretty good. The actual safety mechanism is a little backwards for most Westerners. So up there is the decock position. So up, decock and safe, and then down is fire. And then generally that's how you would carry it. That's how most people carry it. And the barrels themselves are chromed, which is nice as well. One thing I was telling you earlier is that unlike a lot of like surplus com block guns, for whatever reason on the Makarovs, even though they were primarily using corrosive ammo, you really don't see messed up bores on these. They're all pretty good, probably because they weren't shot that much. We're just being honest.
They just shoot sidearms a little bit less, I imagine.
Correct. And then, of course, like all combat guns, it has cool markings on it. This one, being Bulgarian, has the Circle 10 that's famous worldwide for the Circle 10 Arsenal Factory. But all in all, it's a very ergonomic gun. It points well. This one has the rubberized kind of grips, so it's a later one. Most of the ones that you're going to see out there are going to have those Bakelite orange grips with either a star or whatever the country's crest has.
Which they do look cool.
They do.
I'll say that.
I agree. These ones are a little bit more ergonomic if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you just don't exist in Russia. That
sucks.
That's just not how it works. It's like the British military. They're the same way. They just don't have left-handed people. Magazine is going to be single stack. Most of them will have the engraving of the serial number on the magazines, either electro-penned or actually engraved. The early ones.
The cutout's interesting.
Yep.
So you can see the rounds.
Yep, which is something you didn't see a lot back then.
Yeah.
That was innovative.
CZ83.
Correct. That was innovative for the time.
PPK.
Yep. And so most of them will be matched. They were issued with 2 magazines. And one thing of note on them is that it does have our heel release here. And the way you have to take it out, pushing it back, essentially forces you to capture the magazine.
Because you can't get it out otherwise.
Right. And so one theory that people have written about, historians, the reason they think that is so that the Russian conscript soldiers couldn't just drop their mags. They had to retain them, unlike, Westerners. And an interesting fact about these is that these were the first guns in space. Russian cosmonauts carried these into space. It is true. Kind of weird. I don't know if they were expecting aliens, but if there were aliens, they had the Makarovs to defend themselves. Chambered in 9mm Makarov. So it's actually a little bit bigger than what we as Westerners consider to be 9mm. And the reason for that is they measure their diameter based on the grooves in the barrel, so the deeper part, rather than the lands like we do in the West. We're
gonna go shoot it and see how it goes, and you'll see more. Play with it.
Oh, okay, we're going. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, it worked a little. Okay. I am not going to be the guy showing
this. The slide lock on this is a little janky. It's just, it's a used gun. Normally they're not like that. Oop. There we
Old
go.
Guns, man.
All right, and so the decocker again is up to decock, and then to fire, you'll be in double action.
Okay. That's what it did to me.
Well, it might not like this ammo in all fairness. I was just telling him off camera.
Yep.
This is the first time I've ever tried hollow points, and that's kind of all we had today, so that's what I brought, so we'll see.
And I doubt the Russian military standard issue is hollow points.
It 100% was not,
to
be fair.
That's okay. Some guns like them, some guns don't.
Yep, we'll keep going.
So it works better. I had to revolver grip this guy. The last time I shot it, got my support hand a little bit, or my strong hand a little bit. I actually went under this time and it worked a lot better.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
big hand problems.
It's definitely a slide biter. If you have that issue, you will have that issue with this gun.
Yep.
Bummer.
All right. I actually want to diagnose and see what the heck's happening here.
Okay, we should.
So we're going to grab our magazine because you can't drop it. Can't have that for the conscripts. So there's like legitimately no primer strike on there. So if I had to guess, we could probably pull that firing pin and it would be fine if we cleaned it.
Sure.
That's probably what's going on.
I got you.
I honestly don't know that I've ever shot this particular Makarov because I have so many Makarovs.
Sure, sure.
so
not only are we shooting a 70-year-old gun, we're shooting it with ammunition it's not necessarily meant for.
Correct.
Yep.
That's entirely possible.
Okay.
That is happening right now.
Sounds like us.
So far, I will admit we're having very Russian results.
Yes, we are. But I mean, you know,
I hear you.
If the people were in the gulag on their knees facing the wall,
it would work because you'd have
like
plenty
they
of
read
time.
the Bible, we'd be fine. That'd be good.
All right, now we're gonna try to go quick with this thing, which will be entertaining.
Hey!
I think I'm out. I'm out.
That worked that time.
Yeah. Breaking it in.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, just getting started. Ish. 70 years later.
All right.
All right, we'll try a little close range precision. I'll try to go for the hostage plate, then I'll try to get that guy's head and then pop his head back up.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to pop. It's not my favorite gun, but it works.
It's entirely possible that seriously the Cosmoline is actually breaking free from the firing
I think that's what's happening because it's starting to run now.
Yes, I think we might be good. The jig stuff. Ah!
Holy crap.
Ah! It's out.
Malfunction clearing.
It likes me more.
Might have been wrong on that one.
Hi.
Fail
No
barrel
idea.
for sure. I don't see it. Got
There
it.
we go. Oh, now I know where the hold is.
I actually think that's several magazines in a row that you've had no malfunctions. I might be just hitting that.
Yeah, I'm
hitting
just
that slide
riding
button.
down here away
That's
from it. Yeah,
entirely possible.
All right.
I need all the help I can get. One yard will help me.
Fail barreling.
Is it that far left?
All I hear is barrel.
Well, I thought I knew where it was, but I got a whole mag. I might get one on him. Okay, so I don't know if this was the best example of what the Makarov is capable of. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree, not in terms of durability. I honestly don't know that I've ever had a malfunction before, but we had plenty today to make up for it.
So a lot of variables here, as we mentioned. The hollow point ammunition, which they don't really issue normally and you don't normally use. The second thing is we both have really big hands.
Yes, we
So
do.
I changed my grip, which helped me a little bit, and you
I didn't.
didn't. So maybe that could be it.
It's
'cause
entirely possible, especially if you look at where that slide lock is.
right there, and that's right where you would put your thumb
It
too
is.
when you ride. So
It is. This really isn't a reliability test. I think this video, more or less, we're talking about the history and just a cool gun that a lot of people might see. If you're roaming around Africa, you might just pick one of these up. You need to know how to work it. So now you know.
Yeah, now you know. Yeah, double action is cool. I only ran it in single action because the single action trigger is really nice, and I was trying to actually hit stuff. The magazine takes a while to load, and you only get 7 rounds, so it's not a ton, 8 rounds. So it's not a ton of fun on the range, but it certainly is very affordable for what you get, and they're normally very reliable.
Right.
So I think it's got a lot of history to it. I like the grip, but I'm right-handed.
Correct, yeah.
You know,
if you're
left-handed
left-handed,
would
you're going to
suck.
hate it. Now, one thing on this, generally speaking, Makarovs, like most surplus guns, have gone up a lot in price. Like back when I bought this, I probably got it for like $200.
Mm-hmm.
But today, they're going to be around $500 if you're looking for a decent condition Makarov. So if you think about that in context, even saying if it was reliable today, and was always reliable, is this the gun you would go for concealed carry?
I would go with.
There's a lot of competition at that price point.
Yeah, I would go with probably not.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would
cool gun though, because like when people say, "Oh, I carry PPK," I'm like, "Well, that's cool,
Right.
I guess," and it works in a pinch, right?
It has the nut and fancy
Approval?
second cool to it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there is that, but it's certainly a capable gun for sure.
Sure.
But-
I would go FMJ.
Yes, I would.
For sure.
I would as well. And maybe clean out the firing pin channel.
It's a good idea. That's a good idea. We didn't even lube this.
Not at all.
So
No.
yeah. So really gave it no help whatsoever.
None.
Oh my god. So overall, it performed as well as it did, I
Yes,
suppose.
it did.
Yeah. It was an interesting gun. If you want to see more of Mike, I would really recommend you go over and check his channel out, Mr. Guns and Gear. I've been watching it for years. I mention him on my channel a lot because he's one of the guys I watch his videos for information to tell you on my videos.
There you go. I'm glad to be here for you.
But yeah, your videos are great. You've been doing it such a long time,
Yep.
and he really needs to get to 1 million. So get this guy to 1 million.
I'll take it.
Get him to 1 million!
Well, thanks for having. Or God, why do I keep fucking saying that? We're at my house.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that in. Thanks for coming, and I appreciate you bringing a gun that I kind of now hate.
There you go. You're very welcome.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and subscribe to Mike as well. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
Now, one thing that did improve on some of the.
It's gonna happen.
Squirrels.
Just keep going.
Squirrel watch.
Yeah.
Yep. Now what?
No.
Hold on.
Rocket.
Rocky.